What's up, guys? We got the new Campo drop. It's live. We got new shirts, the championship ring shirt, the all-team t-shirt. As you can see how it looks on my guys here. We got the new shorts just in time for the summer, and we got plenty different colorways. The website is live. We have a discount code that you can get 2 items and you get a 15% discount. The code is CF2023. Use that at checkout. Yeah, man, just go cop that, man. We've been working real hard to get this different quality, man. We got the tags on there and everything. Yes, this ain't a hang shirt, man. Yes, go get that. We work real hard on these. Website's live.
Cardio family!
Okay, well, we've been getting into some Ted Cruz a little bit.
The Texas senator? The greatest Texas senator.
I haven't heard of Ted Cruz ever in my life. He did sound so familiar.
You ain't a true Texas baby, bro.
Yeah,
I heard his name a bunch of times, but I didn't really do much research into him.
Good evening, Senator Cruz. Thank you so much for coming to Yale this evening. And I think in the spirit of the Buckley Program's celebration of intellectual diversity, I wanted to take a moment to celebrate our newest addition to the Supreme Court of the U.S., who I know we've already talked about, Justice Jackson. Since you're here tonight, though, in the name of fostering intellectual diversity in academic spaces, it would appear to me that you already recognize the importance of new perspectives. And as a young woman, seeing Justice Jackson on the Supreme Court is invigorating, truly. And on Tuesday, it baffled me that you would ask such flagrantly racist questions to this exceedingly well-qualified candidate. Your colleagues in the GOP promised a respectful and dignified hearing. It's invigorating, truly. And on Tuesday, it baffled me that you would ask such flagrantly racist questions to this exceedingly well-qualified candidate. Your colleagues in the GOP promised a respectful and dignified hearing for Justice Jackson, and to me, you did not uphold this. So today, I wanted to create a space where you might be able to challenge your own thinking, as prudent scholars often do. So I'm here to ask you, what are 2 nice comments you can give about recent nominee Justice Jackson's judicial experience, besides from she has an easy smile?
Yeah, you racist. What's the comment?
I actually want another question.
That's a good question. Yeah, what question do you ask?
I
I don't know.
wonder if we can find that.
He's probably going to address it.
Let me start by thanking you for being here. And thank you for asking a substantive, important question. Thank you for engaging in a conversation. I think we all would be better off if we engage in substantive conversations. There's a lot to praise about Judge Jackson. She is very, very bright. She is very, very accomplished. She is very talented. She has an impressive and inspiring personal story. I will say, sitting listening to her opening remarks, where she described her personal story, she described her parents' journey. You had to be dead not to be inspired by that journey. And listen, I will say more broadly, if you look at the history of our country, if you look at the history of our country on race, it is absolutely inspiring to see an African-American woman serving on the Supreme Court. I will also point out that when it comes to issues of race, I think both the press and the modern left are hypocritical on this question. That they only define someone as black, or they only define someone as Hispanic, if they agree with them ideologically. So, Clarence Thomas has been on the court for decades. Clarence Thomas is a black man. The left hates him. They despise Clarence Thomas. And I'll tell you, by the way, the treatment of Clarence Thomas on the left is markedly different than, say, Antonin Scalia. Antonin Scalia was brilliant. He and Justice Thomas were every bit as conservative. And yet, the vitriol that was heaped on Clarence Thomas, nasty, racist language from the left. There was one magazine cover that showed Clarence Thomas as an Uncle Tom sitting at Scalia's feet. I think was racist and disgusting. And listen, I will say this as an Hispanic man. As an Hispanic man, Jorge Ramos went on television in Spanish and described me as a traitor to my race for daring. Okay, look, that says something about the view of the left, that they're telling you you have one way to view things and one way only. And if you don't, we'll demonize and attack you.
That's fact.
So look, and by the way, in terms of having the first African-American woman on the Supreme Court, there was an opportunity for this to happen 20 years ago. There's a judge named Janice Rogers Brown. Janice Rogers Brown was a Supreme Court justice on the California Supreme Court. George W. Bush nominated Janice Rogers Brown to the D.C. Circuit. At the beginning of his presidency, he nominated Judge Brown to the D.C. Circuit. The Democrats filibustered Judge Brown. That filibuster was led by a guy named Joe Biden. It also included people like Chuck Schumer. It included Pat Leahy, included Dianne Feinstein. The reason they filibustered Judge Janice Rogers Brown is because she was a black woman, but she was also conservative. And they did not want her to go to the Supreme Court. And they succeeded in filibustering her. They delayed her nomination for a couple of years until it finally went through. She finally went to the DC Circuit. Everyone who was harumphing in the media that if you oppose an African-American woman who's a qualified judge, you're a racist, precisely 0 of them thought it was racist for Democrats, including Joe Biden, to filibuster Janice Rogers Brown. By the way, there was another nominee that Bush put forward, a guy named Miguel Estrada. Miguel is an incredibly qualified Supreme Court advocate. He was nominated to the DC Circuit as well. The Democrats filibustered him. If you read the memos that were leaked from Ted Kennedy's lawyers, here's what Ted Kennedy's lawyers said about Miguel Estrada. They said, we must stop him, quote, because he is Hispanic. That's what Ted Kennedy's lawyers said in writing. Now, I'm going to suggest to you, if you oppose somebody because of their race, that is the definition of racist. And look, I'll point out in your question, you said that my questioning of Judge Jackson was you used the term racist. Listen, racism is a horrific evil in this country. It is also an insult that the left tosses around casually.
Very.
I would welcome, if you look at the questions I asked Judge Jackson, every single question I asked her concerned her record. Either her record as a judge, sentencing defendants before her, or her record writing academic materials and law reviews, or her record giving speeches to law schools. All of that is the job of the Senate in the advice and consent process. And so respectfully, I could not disagree more deeply when you say it is racist to examine a judge based on their record. If the Democrats wanted to oppose Janice Rogers Brown because they oppose conservatives, do you think the Democrats were all sexist when they voted party line against Amy Coney Barrett? I'm willing to bet you don't, because she's not a liberal woman. So you can't have it both ways, which is that when a Democratic nominee has a certain characteristic, anyone who opposes them is racist or sexist or what have you. But when a Republican nominee has those characteristics, it's open season and you can go after them full force, and the left is righteous in doing so. The standard should be the same, and I'm going to suggest what the standard should be, is we should examine people based on their actual record and whether and to what extent that record demonstrates they will defend the constitutional rights of all Americans. I think that's what people care about.
I like Cruz. That was a great answer. That was a fantastic answer.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy that he answered.
Mika, I do want to add one thing. As a young professional woman similar to you, I do want to speak
and I often get called a young professional woman.
However you identify. I do think it's important to look at exactly what happened with Ketanji Brown Jackson as it relates to the progress that women have made in our country. And by that, I mean how Joe Biden has taken us backwards in the progress that we have made moving away from sexism. Because when conservatives say that Ketanji Brown Jackson was nominated by Joe Biden because of her race and because of her gender, we're not inferring that. Joe Biden said that himself. He said he was going to nominate someone because she was a woman and because she was a black woman. And as women ourselves, as minorities, this should be extremely insulting to us. It reduces us to tokens. It is tokenism. It's racial tokenism, and it's sexism. And this is the fundamental problem with the idea of equity, right? It leaves women wondering, did I get the job based on my qualifications and my resume, or did I get the job because I am part of a gender quota, because I have been reduced to my genitalia? And so I would challenge young women to reject what Joe Biden has done. I would challenge young women to acknowledge that this is actually racial discrimination and gender discrimination, and the people who lose the most are women who not only are they left to wonder about themselves, their coworkers and their colleagues are also left to wonder, did this black woman achieve what she achieved based on her merits or because of the color of her skin or her gender?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't think about it that deep in somebody, my coworker, like how they got this job. That's none of my business, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm still like my homework.
Nobody thinks about that.
People definitely do think
Yeah,
about
people want.
I wouldn't, but I mean,
I feel like that's like what is this in sports? Like, you gotta worry about what scholarship is. It's weird.
But people do, because if you ain't got no scholarly,
yeah.
you trying to, and I'm better than you. I did that.
It is true.
Yeah.
And it's like if so say we work together, right? And you don't know what you're doing, and you affected me.
Yeah.
Well then now I'm hot.
I'm kind of trying to figure out how did he get this job?
How did he get there? If you don't know what this and that.
Affirmative action.
I wouldn't look at that. Me personally.
I mean, now you would.
No,
Now that
I
you're
wouldn't.
informed on this information.
I wouldn't I still wouldn't.
So if someone else is doing their job bad and it was
Well.
affecting you, you wouldn't like look at them.
It'd be like, man, maybe you got this job because of affirmative
Well,
action. Or because of
if I
affirmative.
can still do my job and my paycheck,
affecting you.
if my paycheck getting affected,
You
Am
will be
I-
fired. If you keep messing up,
it's
you'll be
because
fired.
of them messing up,
Yes.
or if them messing up, hey, I'm gonna tell hey, that's them. But like, in my
You don't
situation,
point the finger.
that's them. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
It affects
You're
you.
not supposed to point the finger like that though. Oh, we lost because of him. Not being the team player, are you, buddy?
You just gotta get a new player in that position.
If the Democrats are trying to make affirmative action a thing and quotas a thing, I feel like that can mess with one's confidence.
well,
Quotas are a part of affirmative action.
Yeah, but that can mess with one's confidence though. Like,
Yeah.
Just because you're black.
You can feel
Yeah,
like
like, that was
Guys, we just
that
needed you because you're black. Go clean the kitchen or something.
So that's another bad like con with that.
Definitely.
Like when that lady said I only made it to Harvard because of affirmative action, I was like, you discrediting yourself.
Yeah.
You made it to Harvard. You made good grades. You
No,
worked
it's
hard.
like she looks terrible now. Jory looks ugly now because Ramaswamy just came on there and killed you, and you just said that.
Oh, he
and you spoke lies. It looks terrible for her right
Vivek
now.
is cooking people left
It
and
looks-
right.
it's
They don't
very
want to debate
bad.
with him no more because they're gonna get down limit. They gonna get you off that show.
But yeah, racism. I mean, I can definitely see that people do push that word a lot.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
a
they
very
love
loosely
that
used.
word.
So that's why, like I said, Obama made everything racial overnight. That was deep. That was low key deep.
It was deep.
Cause like
I didn't really hear about race that much until then.
like
When I was a kid, I wasn't thinking about race.
First,
Yeah, I was
thinking
I
about
was like 8 years old.
who was gonna win the Super Bowl.
That was damn near like the Super Bowl almost when he won.
man, do y'all think the left pushes like racism and the word racism and
No,
racism?
they push the word.
I
They
think
quick about somebody.
I think they like to throw labels around. Isms,
Yeah.
phobic,
You a homophobe.
all type
You
of
a
labels.
racist.
Like they want you to like accept what they say. Like you said, like they want you to think a certain way, and if they don't, they're gonna slap a label. They're gonna demonize you.
Yeah,
they do.
And I think when he
Okay.
said that, I think that is a very accurate,
Fact.
They do
It is
demonize.
a very accurate thing. Because if you don't agree, there's you're racist, you're sexist, you're phobic,
Yeah.
you're something.
Right.
There's all type of labels to try to box you in.
You hear about the pronouns from Michigan?
You know, they're gonna find some type of label to slap on you.
No,
if you
and
don't
I
follow
seen this
mine.
crazy video of a Catholic school basically like going against the pride parade, and they threw like a pride, like as the school tried to like make it a big thing at the school. They tore everything down, and they threw a bracelet like in the street, and it was a news article, and it was just basically like the students got violent, and all they did was literally take the stuff from out the school, put it on the ground, throw a bracelet in the street. They took a B-roll, a video of the bracelet, and said the students got violent.
That's crazy.
Man, they said you're gonna get a felon if you don't call people by their.
No, I got
Did that actually pass, or is that something that
They trying to do a law. Look it up.
Are they trying to make a law, or is it an actual law?
I think they're trying to make it a
Oh,
law.
that's never gonna pass. That doesn't matter.
I've seen people from the left say, if you, as a straight male, would not have sex with a male that turned himself to a female, then you're
Transphobic.
You're transphobic.
Well, I'm
I
transphobic.
have seen that.
If that's the case, I'm transphobic as
I'm transphobic.
I've seen it sparingly. I've seen it
Lord
around
forgive
on
me.
Twitter for sure.
You ain't seen. You ain't seen.
No, for the hate. I
You
Just
ain't
walk out and
How
see
you
further
hating?
on.
See? They done got you thinking. You're not hating because you
Look at
know
this
you want to
one.
have sex
Real
with a
quick.
man.
Real quick, this is crazy. I don't know if this is a left, right media source. I don't know, but
Oh,
this is
in
crazy.
Canada.
Then turned violent, throwing pride bracelets and other random objects on the road.
They're judging us. Shouldn't be like that. You're out for a reason.
Rambunctious teens then turned violent, throwing pride
violent.
bracelets and
I ain't gonna lie, the
other
Catholic
random
school, why would
objects
they
on the
try to
road
press that?
and
You ever been
at
to a
people.
Catholic school?
Yeah, that's
They're very strict.
Ain't going for that.
They're not going for that. Oh my gosh. Why would they try to put that on?
You gotta wear a suit.
Boy, you have to wear the uniform. You gotta go to mass. You can't. There's so much you can't do.
If your ass is cussing, you in trouble.
Boy, you gonna get hit with a ruler.
Boy,
put your knuckles on the table.
I was telling you, I went to Pop. I went to.
That Learners Academy. Put your knuckles on the table.
And I feel like if people like, okay, say if Ted Cruz made some challenging questions, I feel like people could have taken that the wrong way.
You know, man, they're always
they're
always gonna try to spin it. But we don't know what we said. Let's wait.
We can definitely try to check it out.
Let's tap into that later.
You know what's crazy? That Ted Cruz is Mexican and he's against the border stuff too. So to hear that blows my mind.
He's from Texas. He's a Texas governor. He sees he sees it firsthand.
I didn't see he was Mexican. I don't know why I didn't think that at first because of the last name, but he just seems like so Americanized and he seems like white guy to me.
He's born.
I think the border.
I know he just seems like white guy to me. I didn't think he was Mexican.
Yeah, first attitude, brother.
Yeah, you is right about that. The border problem and the fentanyl problem is hand in hand.
Yeah, no, I mean he's a Texas governor. He's been here for years, his whole life. You know, he's probably seen what goes on firsthand.
That was him that brought up the when the Cubans sent everybody over here, like the same as the movie of Scarface.
I don't remember that, but no, I don't remember who brought that up, but I do know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That was crazy. Like when he brought that up, I was like, that was the same thing on Scarface.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Well, the clips I've seen of Ted Cruz, he seems like he has a lot of sense. I like the guy. And
I used to think he was a bad guy based on what you see on Twitter and social media.
Twitter will get you, bro. Twitter will brainwash you.
Yeah, it really will brainwash you. That was where I used to get most of my.
That's why Elon had to
Me
get
too.
it, man.
Bro, that's
I used to get all my
why-
opinions from Twitter.
No,
and then now I
facts.
think to
Because
myself,
you can see trending. They have like the topics. I seen the submarine on there. All the things I got from submarine. The kid in Chicago. That's where I get my
I
news.
see Travis thought the guy that was in here with the dreads, and everybody cooked him in the comments that Trump's
His grandpa's in the KKK.
Yeah, KKK. Everybody cooked him for that. It was like how his grandpa's from Germany. He was like, how is he? Ooh. He was like, oh, I got it from Twitter.
all information.
Twitter will get you, bro.
All
Yeah,
fake
Twitter
news.
is pretty crazy, man. That's why Elon had to get it, man. That's why he really had to do it. All right, guys, let us know what y'all think about Ted Cruz in the comments. Let's know what y'all think about this video. It's on Instagram.